So here we are with a big bowl of hot boiling water. It's almost boiling now, 96 degrees Celsius. So it's ready for disinfection of the bottles. The bottles I have down here. And then I have this fancy bottle tree to let them cool off and drip off. So the way I do it is actually just taking one of the bottles, dump it in the water for like 30 seconds or so, and then taking it up and putting it over on the tree. So let me show you. So simply take one of the bottles with my nifty gripper here and then dump it into the water, letting some of the hot water inside the bottle as well. Presses out the air. And then the next one. And then they sit down there for approximately 30 seconds, maybe a minute. And then I take them up, pour out the water, and then simply put it on the tree to drip off and dry. So with the other bottle in there still, take a new bottle and drop it in here, letting all the air out like that. And then I can take the other one, spin in there for almost 30 seconds now. And I rinsed these bottles pretty good, but sometimes I'll just take a look if there's some residues inside. It doesn't look in this one, so that's perfect. Ready for the beer to be filled back into the bottle. So simply continuing that work. I have around 15 liters of beer in the bucket, so it's at least 30 bottles here. And I'll keep going. 30 bottles, actually 32 bottles are scalded. And the water here that I scalded them in, just to make the cleaning easier, I usually use this vinegar. And just put in some vinegar here to release the chalk from the pan or the pot here. And then just let it sit and cool down. Then it's much easier to clean afterwards. So 30 bottles done. I'll put them in the basket here in just a while. Just let them cool down a little bit so I can grab them, and then they are ready for getting the beer back into them. So I'll do that in a minute. So I just brought the beer back. It's been sitting for like 2 or 3 days now. There's still some energy left in there, I can see, but I want to bottle it now because I'm a little worried that it won't have enough energy to create the CO2 again inside the bottle. So now it's time to rebottle it, and the bottles are down here to make that height distance for my pump. And I'll mount it in here, and then to get the beer flowing into the bottles. So let me just readjust. So the filling pump goes in here, and trying not to stir up any residue left at the bottom there, and just raising it 1-2 centimeters again. And then if we look down here, I need to pump this up. The beer starts coming up here. Sometimes you have to help it a little bit, like this, so it gets filled almost all the way. And then down here I have a small valve that I would open, and then at the bottom here there's a valve as well. When I push that into the bottom of the bottle, it will start flowing. And then I just need to watch out that I don't overfill them. Still some foam generating here, and when that's up in the neck of the bottle, I change to the next one. Filling it from the bottom should avoid most of the air, but I can see there's still a lot of energy in this beer, so hopefully it'll be easier to manage afterwards. It is a test. I hope this works and I save this beer. Otherwise I'll have to make a completely new brew. So, bottles have been refilled with the beer. Bucket is clean. I'm ready to put on the capsules on the bottles. I have this nifty bottle capper, and I'll try to show you how it works. Taking the cap here, standard cap, new one that hasn't been used, of course. And there's a small magnet up here that you can attach the cap to, and then you place the bottle underneath, and you give it a good whack here, like this. So this secures the cap on the bottle. There's still some energy left in here, and I hope it will settle a little more. But now all that's left to do is to recap these 32 bottles. So I'll keep at it. So all 30 bottles have been recapped. There's some empty ones over there, and as you can see, there's still some foaming in there, still some energy, CO2, but I'll let it sit for a month or so. So now we just have to wait and see if this was a success or not. So if you want to see the end result, subscribe to my channel and I will give you an update in a month or so.